I'd now like to talk to you about the circular essay structure that I think is very important in making sure you answer a question effectively, and that the beginning of your answer relates to the question, but also the end of your answer, and that there's a link between those two parts. So in any essay we have three basic parts. We start, of course, with an introduction, which has a number of functions, including an answer to the question, providing information, background information. It includes a thesis statement, and it previews the points you're about to make. Okay, so that's a basic introduction and what it does. But where I want to take you now is, as the next step is basically the body. And that could have any number of paragraphs, whether it be 3 in the case of a 5-paragraph essay, but it can have many more. But the paragraphs within any essay need to have 3 ingredients, and they're going to have the 3 following elements. They're going to have a topic sentence, and a topic sentence basically is the sentence that tells the reader what that paragraph is about. There are going to be supporting details. In other words, there are examples that support what is in the topic sentence. These are your examples. And then lastly, there's going to be what we call a clincher. And what is a clincher? No, a clincher is quite simple. A clincher is your answer to the question. It relates the information in that paragraph back to the question. Once you've written all the entire body, all the paragraphs in the body, you work your way back towards the introduction. In other words, you finish off your circle, and you finish off your circle in the conclusion. And why are you coming around a full circle? That's because in the conclusion you answer the question. It's really quite simple. And a good way of doing that is to use your own thesis statement. And I'll just put a circle around that. Use your own thesis statement. Use similar wording. In other words, if you've picked up on a certain theme and you've put that in your introduction, you come back to it at the end. The conclusion is the place where you can restate your main points. Make links that you may not have already pointed out, and of course provide analysis, which is the same as answering the question. And so in doing this, you start off here, and then you go through here, through the body, and then you keep going through the body to the conclusion, and you get back to the introduction or the answer to the question. And that is what we call the circular essay structure, and it is a very effective way of ensuring you answer questions, that you're very relevant, but also very focused in the way you do that.